So these were the events that happened yesterday, the first time I tried to record this. I was so excited to finally talk about this new Superman show, and I woke up sick. But I still drug myself in here, sat down, recorded, and when I went down to edit, I found that my mic was off. So here I'm doing it again, and I'm actually kind of glad because there's been even more Superman news to talk about. So I'm gonna talk about three different Supermen and why they're in the news. Okay, and yeah, I'm still sick. So, but at least this time, I medicated before I started recording. All right, so the first order of Superman news is Christopher Reeve lives in Brett and Ross' perfect impression in the CW verse, and now in comic book form. Yep, Superman 78 and Batman 89 are going to get some comics published about them, and some continuations, and going to more stuff, learn more stuff about them. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. And of course, I'm going to pick those up. It's going to be released digitally first, so that's fine. That's how I read most of my comics now anyway, for obvious reasons. So, but when it becomes physical, oh yeah, yeah, come on. Also, I know it's not my best Superman shirt, but it is like my oldest one, but you can't tell. So, anyway, second order of Superman news: Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill. So, first he stepped down from being Superman, and they announced a Supergirl movie. Then they pulled that to bring him back. Now, Supergirl of the DCEU has been cast, and there's rumor that Henry Cavill is about to step down again. And some fans are upset. I'm not. I think it's poetic because, like I said, her movie got pulled. He can come back. I think this needs to happen. People are like, "Oh, this female agenda, blah blah blah," and I'm like, DC's doing it better than Marvel. I mean, people love Wonder Woman, and at least one of those movies, and I can't say the same for Captain Marvel. So there. Anyway, so that's interesting. I'm for it because, as I said in a video I did about 2 years ago, right before Crisis, entitled Superman CW's Jobber, and I did a video talking about when Henry Cavill left, Superman needs a TV show. And I said maybe that's where it will continue. That's where it makes the most sense. And here we are. Which leads right into the third order of Superman news, that pilot. And did I call it, or did I call it Superman finally has a new True Blue TV show? When I say True Blue, I mean he's wearing a suit. He's not running around like an angsty teenager in a long trench jacket trying to be Angel. Not in calling himself the red blue blood. No, this is Superman. And Krypton don't count. That wasn't his show. He was a part of it, but it wasn't his show. Smallville, no. Superman wasn't there. He didn't wear the suit. He didn't use the name. And when you finally did the thing in the finale, it was just terrible. It wasn't even him in the suit. Please, enough of that. No, we haven't had a true blue Superman TV show since Dean Cain, Lois and Clark, which I think of this show, Superman and Lois, as a continuation. Like, it's just them all grown up. It's just them all grown up. They got kids, they're married, they have actual problems that aren't like, I was going to say that aren't Lex Luthor, but, well, but they have problems though, like people problems. And so let's talk about Superman and Lois, episode 1, that's called Pilot. The basic synopsis is kind of what I just said, but we follow no longer Lois and Clark, but Superman and Lois. They're adults. They have these two twin boys, Jonathan and Jordan. Oh, excuse me. And most of the episode is them two arguing whether or not to tell them who they really are, what they really are, if they are what they really are. Spoilers they are. But yes, one of them displays powers. Like you're thinking it's the one brother because he's all athletic and but then you find out no, it's the other one, the troubled one, who has mental problems. Uh, and so yeah, and I'm not going to talk too much crap about him because yes, he said he had mental problems. I'll just say this brother, who was it, Jordan Kent? Yeah, his son's name is Jonathan Kent and Jordan Kent. And Jordan Kent, I believe, is the one who has the problems and is extra angsty and whiny. He's dangerously close to being Damian Wayne of the show. We don't need that. We don't need that. Like, I get that Batman does not make the best father, but dang, like you would think Superman would be at least better than that. Like, let's not do that. Don't make him Damian. All right. And so, yeah, that's what this show is. The arc is to tell him or not, and then Superman meeting Lois' dad, who still sucks. What else is new? And there's this mysterious figure that keeps showing up. Who knows who Superman is, who Clark is, who Cal is, and what he's about, his weaknesses, his strengths, all that. And this leads to this awesome, epic fight towards the end, and Superman loses. You know, not like the usual, like where he lets you win because he's invulnerable, so he lets you think you won to help protect. No, he's straight stabbed with kryptonite and it's just falling because they went to space. Like Superman went to space, man. He went to space and looked around and listened. And I don't think we've seen a Superman do that. And I know we haven't seen a Superman go to space since Christopher Reeve. And I know Brendan Routh did it in Crisis, but he's basically Christopher Reeve in that. So, you know. But yeah, it was so good seeing that, that's straight from the comics and the video games and all that. Like, he flying through the sky, just listening. I was waiting for somebody to go, Superman! you know? That was so cool. And so, yeah, we find out this Halo Master Chief Phantom Ranger looking thing he's been fighting the whole episode is a Luthor. Surprise, surprise. And he's black. That's interesting because we know who Lex is in this universe and Lena. So, and they're not black at all. So I'm just curious how that happened. Interesting. Um, and I looked at the cast list, and apparently John Cryer's a part of this. If that's true, awesome. And again, my question: when did Luthor's go black? I was like, but yeah, that's cool. I like that. But yeah, and so I want to go over some stuff. Like, let's start with the whole sibling plot. Like, one of them's special, one of them's not. Maybe. And there's this conflict with Superman, Clark, Cal, and when he reveals himself to him, he takes the glasses off. It's a super dramatic shot, and the camera's on the glasses, and it pans up, and he just looks at him like, "No, you're not Superman. We met Superman. You're not him." And you see his posture change, his face change, his eyes change. And they're like, "Wait, what?" And people are criticizing that, like, "That was dumb." It's just like, no, like, he changes his entire being, his entire who he is when he's Superman versus when he's Clark Kent. Completely different. Also, he's kind of a little bit kind of telekinetic, so you know that. And yeah, I thought that was a good scene. And then right after that, they're still kind of doubting him, so he picks up a car. I use my niece's bug here, which matches the wall. She kind of made this her room. He picks up the car, the sun's behind him, he turns this way, and it's a beautiful shot, man. It's beautiful. This show is beautiful. Like, oh my goodness, like, only real gripe is why are there half-lit rooms in a Superman show? This ain't Batman, or rather, Batwoman. Like, no. Also, his suit is fine. I think the S is a bit small. Let's make it bigger. Looks like a Brendan Ralph. He had a small S at first. They made it bigger. It's great. Also, speaking of suits, man. Oh, man, at the beginning of this thing, like right at the beginning, Tyler Hecklin is wearing the Max Fleischer suit. That got me right here. A lot of stuff coming right here, but that got me right here because that's how I got into Superman. Because my dad would record reruns of the Fleischer cartoons that come on at night. I was supposed to be asleep, and then we would watch them. And my dad's not here anymore. Obviously, that's all that's. But yeah, so seeing that it really got me, man. It was like it was back. And Superman came back just when I needed him, just when we needed him, and he wore that suit. That was so special to me. It really was. I marked out hard on that one. I never thought I'd see a live action Max Fleischer suit, man. Oh, that was so cool. A lot of the show was so cool. Like I said, it's so beautiful. Just those things. Like, remember when we first met him, when he first showed up in Supergirl? Which I thought this would be a whole lot likely. It'd be bright and colorful, not half lit rooms. It's still bright and colorful. But why the half lit? I'm still on that with the half lit rooms. Anyway, but yeah, thought it'd be clean like that. But they moved to Smallville, which I know is the same Smallville from Smallville. I'm the one fan that does not care because I hated Smallville. I know. But yeah, and so things are a little bit dirtier, I guess, because they're in Smallville, a smaller town, on a farm and all. Okay, fine. Still looks beautiful. Oh man, I guess it's a way different from Supergirl, but she's in her final season, so why go through it? It's fine. Either way, it's still good, man. You know. What else I write down here? Good it is. Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. They said it was a 2 hour premiere. This pilot is about 90 minutes, and then after it is a special where they welcome Superman to the CW verse, which was awesome. They had almost every hero welcome Superman from the CW verse while they talked about Superman and what they wanted to do with them, and you know, that's cool. That was cool. Like the only two I didn't see were Chris Williams was Black Lightning and Melissa Benoist was Supergirl. Like I know they're both in their final season. Why didn't they welcome Sue? Also, I think I heard Melissa Benoist is part of the show. Like she's going to be showing up. I wonder how that'll work, and how far in the future this is. Because in Crisis, the twins were babies, right? Now they're teenagers. Annoying, angsty teenagers. Alright, references. Oh yeah, I talked about the Max Fleischer costume, and then while he was in that costume, he redid the Action Comics #1 shot with the. Oh man, it was beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh man, and then there's a Doctor Sister because Jerry Siegel and Joel's sister created Superman back in 1938. That was a good reference. There's somebody named Donner in there. It's a Richard Donner reference, obviously. Speaking of which, I've heard people call this a movie quality series. If that's true, this is the first movie quality series of Superman since the Superboy TV show back in the 80s, which Richard Donner and company worked on. And it was only movie quality because they already knew what they were doing, working with Christopher Reeve. So, yeah. It would make that TV budget work, make it like movie like. And it was great after they changed the actor from the first season. But I'm glad he still voices Superman sometimes. 30 years is a long time. I'm sure he's improved. So, oh yeah, yeah. So one big thing is let's talk about as much as I love the show that I saw some tropes, especially for the superhero genre. Like one of them was it starts off with the death of a parent, as all these things do. And we already know Superman's parent, but it's not. This isn't that because Superman's parents presumably already dead, Jonathan Kent already dead, and now Martha Kent. That one caught me off guard, and it was of a stroke too. I'm like, I can remember recovering from my own stroke. I was watching Superman to help, the process. I did not expect it to come full circle like this to see Superman deal with that with somebody having a stroke and with losing a parent. Things I went through. That was so real to me, you know, as well as surprising. Like I didn't expect it at all. That's why they go back to Smallville, because she wants them to come back. But then, but they decided to go back. Lana Lang is in this because he's in Smallville. Um, I'll get back to that. But yeah, so back to the tropes. There's another one. I talked about the siblings. They're twins. One's different. One has powers. And one like the Jonathan Kent had this look later on in the show. He's like, something was up. I feel like a fight's coming, which is what happened in the CW show. Yeah, same network. Legacies had these two twin girls. One was really special. One was not, or didn't think she was. And this led to a lot of problems between them and their father. Sound familiar? And this led to a giant fight, but they kind of had to have that fight to watch the show. But still, it's the same thing. Just substitute teenage witches. Just substitute teenage twin witches with teenage twin half aliens. Same thing. The exact same thing. Anyway, back to Lara Lang. So, Lara Lang is in this, and she's played by Emmanuel Shariki, who I'm a fan of since Wrong Turn. Even though I saw that for Elastic Disco, still, she was awesome. It's like I saw something like she's also grown up with a kid too, but still, couldn't ever sense something between her and Clark and Lois. Like every time she said something, she'd be like, you know, and then Lois and Clark would look at each other. It was interesting. They chose the best actress to do that. And then she's not my favorite Lara Lang. That's ironically a Nettle tool. Been a fan of her since like it. And she was in Superman 3, as well as that weird musical thing from the 70s. And I know she was Martha Kent in Smallville. That still didn't help me like it. But yeah, and she's a real deal Superman fan too, and it's so cool hearing her talk about Superman, get passionate about it, her opinion. It's awesome. Girls, don't be afraid. That's awesome. You know. Also, been a crush on Nettle Tool for a long time now. So yeah, and her Lara Lang is the one I really like because I never really liked the character. I just feel like she's there to block Lois, but that one I really felt like had a real chance. I know Superman Red and Blue and all that craziness, but no, he always goes to Lois. This Lara Lang, I don't know what to make of her. I like her though. I doubt to go into all that. But I like this Lara Lang. Okay, this was interesting. I just put in my notes. Superman likes Soul Asylum, which is I found that interesting and funny because Lara Lang's like, hey, let's talk about those years you were in the Soul Asylum. And Superman's like, I'd rather not talk about my Soul Asylum years, thank you. So I'm like, they're okay, man. They kind of rock. It's been a while since I've listened to them, like a few months. Even then, before then, it was years before I listened to Soul Asylum. So that's interesting. That's who Superman is into. So yeah. Oh, and one of Superman's sons plays Injustice 2, and it's Raiden versus Superman. And Clark looks in and goes, "Hey, you're pretty good with Superman." And his son, and it's Jordan, he goes, "No, Superman sucks. I'm Raiden." And he beats the crap out of Superman. Like, ooh, okay. But yeah, I'm liking this show. It's so beautiful. I'm not usually one for realistic takes on things that don't need it. Like say Superman, like say Man of Steel. That's a no. This is a yes. This is how you do this. And still have Superman, not some guy wearing a suit trying to act like Batman. This is how you do that. This was so good. And we waited so long. I waited so long for this, man. And I just, I want it only to get better from here. And it's already pretty good. Like, watch it. It is that good. Superman is back on TV properly this time. And it's awesome. And he's no longer angsty, but his kids are. So yeah, I absolutely love this show, and like that's about all the talking I can do right now. So